if we feel like we play in the SEC of high school football,
If you feel like that, right?
then yeah,
Yeah.
then if that's the case, when we show up to somebody else's house, we need to let them know the brand of football that we play, y'all don't play. And we got to go and we have to show up that way. We have to show up with that kind of angst, that kind of anger, that kind of ready to, because, when you come to a Region 1 football game, you're going to hear them pads pop. And that's how we got to go show up, ready to be just so physical.
Welcome to the Wildcat Show, brought to you by Bennett Automotive Group. Hi, I'm Calvin Wilson. I'm here with Coach Travis Roland of the Camden County Wildcats. Coach, it's playoff time. It's different for me now. I don't know. I got to get out to practice because it should be a different feel to it. Cause
yes, sir.
I feel a little different going into this week.
Yes, sir.
We playing the North Cobb. What's North Cobb? Eagles? Warriors.
Yep.
Warriors. North Cobb Warriors. And the record between Camden and North Cobb is 1-1 in the playoffs. Yeah, I checked that 1-1. In 2011, we beat them 34-0 here at home. But in 2021, they won 44-6.
Oh, yeah. Guys, coach first. Okay.
44-6. Listen, they coach over there, McQueen. Is it Queen, right?
Yeah. Been there for a long time. He's the longest tenured coach in Cobb County history, well, in the county right now.
And it looked like it, too. The program looks like that he got his footprint and his fingerprints all over it.
Yep.
So we're gonna go to the defensive side of the ball real quick and talk about Cam Cullen.
Number 8, nose guard. I keep making the joke, man. Weekly, right? We play some good defensive linemen, or especially over the last month, since we've been in region play. This kid's a good ball player, strong at the point of attack, gets after it. He's faced double teams all year because people know they got to block him, which allows 55 and 11 to make some plays, but he's a stalwart for him at nose guard. They move him around a little bit, let him run some Ed stunts, but good, strong football player. Liking him to 51 from Colquitt. So, again, you're going to have to be ready to play and make plays against him. I think our O-line's one of our better groups as a whole, but he's a good football player. Like I say, he was committed to East Carolina at one point. I think now he's Georgia Tech, so he's going to be somebody we definitely have to make sure we got hands on at all times.
Yeah, 6'4", 275, they say, but I think he might even be bigger than that right now. But, okay, then we're going to go to – they got an undersized linebacker, number 54, Cooper Negron.
Yep.
He has a big heart.
Yeah, I would say, he reminds you of Cooper Thorne, for us from last year. They made a lot of tackles and moved around, led the defense. You could tell he's always in the right spot. So he's some guys like that are productive. Their effort is going to always make plays, and you can't, in playoffs, like you say, it should feel different. You can't let somebody out-effort you, and I think that's one thing that kid does is he has a heart and a will that won't be denied, and it pops up on tape, with him just feet always going, moving fast, and him making plays.
But that's crazy that he's undersized and he giving that much effort because, you should always give effort.
Yeah, you should.
It's crazy how you can look on the field and you can see who's giving the effort and who's not.
Yep.
And that is crazy. And then they got number 55, Don Moody.
Yep. So Moody's a edge guy, plays a 4 technique for him, and again, same thing, another strong guy. I think he's 5'11", 6 foot, like 225, but a good edge rusher, man. Like their D line is a lot like what we've seen weekly, and so I think that bodes well for us. But another good football player, a guy that's made a lot of plays for him, and again, when you got a nose guard like that, you get to feast off of having one-on-one matchups because they got to take care of him first. So I think 55 he's a good challenger for us. And makes a lot of plays for them. Okay,
now we have Dylan
Womack.
Yeah. He leads 6A in interception. This kid's a ball hawk. These kids are young too. Now I don't know about all of them, but their whole team as a whole is kind of young. But Womack, 6'1", 180, leads the 6A in interception. Might lead the state in interception. I'm not sure, but this kid is a ball hawk.
Yeah, I think he may be one of the better safeties we've seen since. I think the kids from Lowndes were pretty good as individuals, and I think he's one of the better ones that we've seen.
In saying that, one of the better safeties. What does that mean when we have the ball and being careful with the ball or knowing or knowing where he's at?
I think it's when you say that, it's saying that he's a complete football player. So he's a kid that can affect the game in the running game. He knows when he's supposed to insert himself, and he also knows where he's supposed to be in pass coverage. And you can see on film, like, you always know who the alpha is when you watch film and somebody motions. The DB that responds first is the alpha. And so he's the one that always responds first with the hand signal for what the coverage is going to go to. And that's the sign of a good DB, because as soon as somebody moves, whether it's a trade by the tight end, a motion by a slot, he's the first one to start directing traffic.
So he's communicating.
Yeah, absolutely. So so when you see that from a player, you know right away, okay, that's the leader back there on the back end. He's the voice they're going to all listen to.
So my partner always tells me this. He tells me this: the quarterback and the safety are the same.
Yes, sir. You better believe it.
Like if the quarterback get dealt, what the safety supposed to do?
Get dealt.
I mean, it's simple. It's kind of simple.
Yep.
But we gotta make it happen on our side too. And not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that's the simplifying what quarterback, safety, same people.
The middle of the field is
linebacker.
That's what you're talking about.
Middle linebacker, fullback if you have a fullback.
If you had a fullback,
same, they marry each other.
Quarterback, the running back, center,
tight end.
Yep, absolutely. Nose guard, middle linebacker, safety. And so that's where, you talked about 54. He's one of those inside linebackers. If 3 goes high, he's the free safety. And then you got number 8 in front of him. You build a line down the middle of the field. That's where they can be balanced at.
And you know what I find out? Kids who play on both sides of the ball in middle school, in little league, whatever, if they take to not to the coaching, but if they take to knowing what they're doing, when they're relegated to one side of the ball, they understand what can happen and what cannot happen.
Absolutely.
And that helps. Yep. Okay, now I looked at their huddle. Mm-hmm. What's their record? What's the North Cobb record?
10-0.
But listen, I just went to their huddle and it said 10-1. And I smiled.
Beautiful.
And I smiled. Because somebody made a mistake that may not be a mistake. It may be a premonition of what's to come. I'm hoping that's what's to come. But we're going to go to their offense right now. The offense, they have this big old young
young guy, Junior. 79.
Yeah, Brandon Anderson. 6'4", 315. Mm-hmm. A monster.
It's what you expect, man, when you're talking about 6A football in the state of Georgia. This what you're going to get. You're going to get good football teams. Like I said, our little mini 14 bracket is crazy. This kid's, I think he's committed to Tennessee as offensive lineman, ranked as high as 6th in the country at his position in some polls. And so, he's going to be ready to go and ready to play. He's been a stalwart for him, playing right tackle. So, that there must be a reason why he's not playing left as opposed to right. But I think, he's slotted well for him. Like you said, they're young in certain spots, older in other spots. He's another one of those young guys that's going to be there for the next 2 years for him. And, again, it's going to be somebody we have to play hard with and against. We just got through with a South Florida commit, or I think it's South Florida with Coca's guy. And, same thing. Vidal's got a kid. Lowndes got a kid. It's got Miami obviously. So, it's par for the course for us. And I keep saying that bodes well for us because we've seen this and been in this. But he's a phenomenal football player. You see on film, it flashes of where he shows up and gets some pancakes and does a good job in pass pro as well.
My guy Joe Hillsman, that he does the broadcast for North Cobb. He told me this is the best offensive line in the state of Georgia. Now, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. I like Savannah Christian. Douglas Connor's supposed to have a jumbo line, but he said, and Coach Queen said that's the best line that he's had since he's been there. Now, that's saying a lot, too,
Absolutely.
And so Brandon Anderson is the one to look out for. Then we're going to go to, let's go to the running backs. Mm-hmm. We go with number 34, which is a running back and DN.
Yep.
Arquavius Eccles, 6'1", 228, and I think he's a sophomore.
Yeah, listen, both them backs thick as all get out. I told my wife at the house, I said, listen, if 20 was playing middle school football last year and Paxton was out there, I'd have been like, hey, son, your ankle hurt today. You're not playing. Because 20 is so thick, 5'11", I think he like 215 or something like that. Yes. Man, that kid's so thick. I'm like, man, that kid was playing middle school football. There's no way he should have been playing middle school football last year. Hey. But it's both of them are ready to go. And I give Coach credit because, sometimes people want to have this thing of young guys got to wait. He's not making any of their young guys wait if they've probably obviously proven themselves in practice.
My question is, who 220 gonna wait behind? I ain't seen nobody.
Oh yeah.
He gonna play. 20 is
you can tell he's earned it.
Zach, B-E-L.
I think it's Bellew is how they say it. Yeah.
Y-E-U.
Yeah.
Listen, 5'11", 213 freshman. If you hadn't seen him, go to their huddle and watch this kid. And you know, I ain't trying to blow these kids up because this kid is really, really, really good, man. If you take a look at him, to be a freshman, like Coach say, it's hard to believe that this kid is a freshman the way he runs this ball.
Yeah.
He runs this ball at you, downhill, and then you bring it, well, you start out with 34 to 6'1", 228.
Yep. Yep. It's like you said too. You don't have to blow anybody up. You know, just go to look at our first team all region. Man, there's 4 running backs that made first team 6A all. You know, Region 1 6A for us, and that's both the backs from Colquitt,
Right.
ballers.
Right.
4 from Valdosta, Fennell, the sophomore,
Right.
and then Troop from Richmond Hill. So, you know, it's just stating what they are because every week for the last forever, we've played a running back just like this. Troop is a monster from Richmond Hill. 34 is a monster from Colquitt. You know, Fennell from Valdosta is a monster. So it's funny because it's like, it's just every week you're seeing somebody, you know, so it's par for the course. It's just funny that the kid is so young. He's a freshman. You know, I'm going to say again, I couldn't imagine watching him play middle school football last year. Like, he probably was running oh, my goodness. Kids probably making business decisions in middle school. They ain't had no business to make, but probably making them decisions, you know, trying to tackle that kid. So it's going to be a good atmosphere, man. I'm geared up. I hope you can hear it in my voice, the excitement that I got, because it's going to be a good football game.
Yeah, now we're going to move on to a wide receiver they have, number 25, Steele Ingram. He's a baseball and football guy. Whenever you put baseball in front of it, I know for me, I mean, if you're a real baseball player, you kind of equate baseball with intelligence. I'm sorry if, you know, but that's it, because you have to, it's a thinking man game, because you got to, you're not just catching the ball and throwing it to first base. Right. You got to see what's going on, and you have to have that figured out beforehand. So you got a wide receiver in Steele Ingram. There's a baseball/football guy. What you seen in him, Coach?
I mean, first of all, he's got an athlete name, so we know he's gonna make it. You know, Steele Ingram. That's his mom and daddy. They knew it when they had him. You know, he was gonna be somebody special. But you know, you go on Perfect Game website. He's 8.5 out of 10 as a baseball player. You know, so he's ranked very highly. I think as a shortstop and outfielder. And you know, when you think about shortstop outfielder, you know, the eye-hand coordination or hand-eye coordination is in a great spot. Yeah. I think, you know, he's bowled well. He runs well, big kid. I mean, he's 6'2", so he's a very good athlete. You know, he hadn't played the last 2 games for whatever reason, but we expect him to be out there when we play him. No doubt. I think that, you know, he presents his challenges all on his own. So, you know, just got to, you know, DC will follow him around. You know, best on best is what we got to do with that kind of a matchup, and kind of we're gonna, you know, put our best on him and see how it go. You know, I like our guys, you know, to make plays. So we're excited about the challenge that he brings in front of us. But he's definitely a good football player and has picked up some offers early as a junior.
Now we go to the guy that makes this whole thing run, Nick Grimstead, 3-year starter.
Right.
He stepped in when the guy that's at Alabama right now, the quarterback that's at not Alabama, Arkansas, and he stepped in the other day and won a game for Arkansas. He stepped in for him when he got hurt, and he's been the starter ever since.
Yeah, I think I look at the Grimstead a lot like I look at Parks, where their coaches are only asking them to throw the ball about 37 to 40% of the game, and they have to make good decisions. I think he's only got 1 interception on the year, so he's obviously made good decisions with the football. You know, he's not doing anything that's not within, you know, the framework of what they're trying to do, the framework of the offense. He's sticking to
a dual threat too.
Yeah. Dual threat kid, you know, they're RPO team, some zone read stuff with it. So he's doing a good job of pulling the ball when he's supposed to pull it and handing it off when he's supposed to hand it off. He's not, you know, I don't think I've seen him make any mistakes where he's pulled it and the read key was there waiting on him. So you can tell he's making, again, you talk about smart, making good decisions. So same thing, you know, we got to do a good job of winning first and second down to get him to third down when we know they're going to have to throw it and be able to, make him beat us, not allow them to stay in front of the sticks. Just like, I mean, I look at them like a lot like us, where if they're in front of the sticks, they're going to have success. Yeah. If you can can get them back there where it's must-pass situations, you got a chance to kind of stop them because the playbook gets condensed and more predictable. So, but he's done a great job all year for them, being a good leader for them.
And they got a kicker, Michael Hill.
Yep.
They say 50 caliber. He can go from 50.
Yeah, he, the field goal part not my concern. I'm worried about, him giving DC a shot. That's what I want to make sure.
On the kickoff.
He go ahead and let our electric man get a shot at some, to return. Obviously, we want to get him a bunch of kickoffs, but if they get the opportunity to kick off, we want to hopefully,
Say that again, Coach, what you just said?
I say, obviously, we don't want to give them a bunch of opportunities to kick the ball off.
Yeah.
But
one.
we want
to give you one.
Right, the one he
the
get.
first one or the first one of the second half. That'll be good.
The one he get, we hope DC gets the opportunity to return that thing. But yeah, obviously that's a weapon. A lot like us, you give guys those opportunities to win the game. You don't want to give these kickers opportunities to win games because these kids now are making 50 yards in high school. And, it will stink to lose a game at the end, off a 50-yard field goal. That wouldn't be no fun. So you definitely want to keep him from being a vital part of their offensive scheme at that point.
And these guys here, they only had one game decided by one possession all year.
Yep.
One game.
Yep.
Everything else has been a blowout.
Yep.
And when I say a blowout, one way.
Yeah.
Not them being blown out, but them blowing out. One-way blowouts. And they're 10-0, solid team. Region, to me, that's just my little questionable region. That's just how I feel. But that's not to say they're not a good team, because I can remember when we were playing the Savannah teams in the Savannah region, they were saying, questionable region, but not questionable team. Because when you get to play them, and so I think for all of us fans who always go to the internet and check the region, I think the region weak, but I don't think the team is weak.
Well, you do what you're supposed to do. If you play a weak team, you do what you're supposed to do, and that's what they did. They can only play who in front of them, and so they went out and handled business. Obviously we feel like our region puts us in a great situation for when we get to these kind of games where we've been in these rock'em sock'em robot fights, and now we think we're battle tested and ready to go have a fist fight with somebody else.
I just smiled because I was saying that, and I was like, how about if some more of our region team? How about if somebody loses?
Yeah.
Then what does that say? Maybe they wasn't a weak region.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, these playoffs games can tell a lot. And I look for our region to do really, really good, starting with us.
Absolutely.
Starting with us.
Absolutely.
And saying that, I want to focus on us now. I want to turn the page.
Yep.
We talked about them. Y'all seen what it is. It's preparation time and everything. But on that off week, what did you see from the off week? Did we grow in the off week? Was it enthusiasm in the off week? Was it able for some people to heal up in this off week? Was this an important off week for Camden County football?
So first off, we got to fix him, y'all. He said off week. Off week mean we off.
No, my bad.
Yes, sir. So now, what's funny about that though, when you say that, is that was the message to the kids. This is a bye week, not an off week, because words can be they
throw you off.
They throw you off.
Yeah, you're right.
Kid here's off week, they think, we just chilling. We won't have to get better. No. This is a bye week, guys. We're not out here for mental health.
That's good.
We out here to get better.
No, that's really good.
And so how we attacked it, we decided to try to make it as game-like as possible through 2 of those days, because we actually scrimmaged on Thursday. Both sides of the ball got 30 plays apiece on Thursday in a game like move the ball situation. We want to play, which is basically a half of football. So you don't want to play a whole game because you do want to get healthy. So we treated Thursday as a scrimmage day.
How did that go?
Went really well, man. We responded. We broke it up into open field, red zone, third down situations, because again, as you get into the playoffs, it's all about situational football, and that's how we broke the practice schedule down. 5-minute special teams periods, and then we took those special teams periods. Once we left those, we went into an open field for the defense, and it was like, okay, D, if you get a 3 and out, the period's over.
Right.
Or if they move the ball, you got 5 minutes to get a stop. Offense, we went to a special team, then offense went out. After the next special team, and theirs was, okay, get a first down. If it was one play first down, they came off the field. The guys greeted them for winning the period. So that's kind of, we had different situations Tuesday and Wednesday to get prepared for that. And then Thursday was scrimmage-like for us.
Who are we expecting Friday night? Like, who has to step up? What group has to step up?
So here's what I say, and because when you look at every game we've played this year outside of the Lions game, our offense has scored points on everybody, to the tune of 28 to 30 offensive points. When you're doing that, you're supposed to win. So if the offense is doing that, we defensively have got to show up as a whole unit.
Okay, I got a question. This is a question that just popped in my head. Did we win the time of possession on them wins or them losses?
So, okay, probably Vados to know we didn't win time of possession. Every other game, we won time of possession. Even against Richmond Hill, shockingly enough, with how they had the ball, we actually won time of possession in those games. And so that's what Coach Thompson told our D coordinator about. Sometimes scores and things can be tricky because you're scoring a lot, but that means extra possessions for the other team as well. And so that's where, we got to do a good job of managing. We have to play complementary football as best we can.
Right.
You never want to frown at points, but sometimes when you're not getting stops, you're like, can y'all take a little bit longer to score a touchdown?
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. When we say DC running them kicks back, but that puts your defense back.
Oh, you right back out there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For another possession.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
It's tricky because, you think about, you go to the Vados game, right? The Vados took the ball down the field, scored a touchdown. Like, you over there trying to, let's get these fixed up. Offense gonna get the ball. Well, boom, he catch it, go to the crib.
You never get fixed.
You didn't have, because some of your kids, you got 2D linemen on field goal. You got some linebackers and DBs on on kickoffs. Yeah. Now you haven't had everybody over to get it fixed. So it's a tricky situation. But I think for me, we got to show up on defense and get stops because, again, I feel like our offense has done a great job all year of scoring points. And if we can go out there and get some stops and get somebody else down by 2 scores, now that bodes well for us. So that's the place I feel like we just got to make sure we do a good job of getting stops on defense. We get stops on defense, we're going to be all right.
And Coach, what's your mentality on the road? Because I'm telling you, like, I think we talked about it before. My mentality on the road is, man, this is a great opportunity for these people to see me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they get to see me.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know nothing about me.
Yeah.
They already think I'm going to fail. So if I do great, it shuts them up. Yeah. It makes it a whole lot better. Yeah. Because I always thought at home, it put a little pressure on you because everybody knows you and knows what you're supposed to do. But on the road, me and my teammates, even when I wasn't in school, but me and my guys, if we went to somebody else's gym or we went in there like we finna wreck this spot. Not tear up this spot, but if they put it out there, it's finna get popped.
I liken it to like, man, when you go on the road, you hear kids say, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. This one you swing first.
You got to. So we have been swinging first?
We swing first, but I'm saying like, there is no Sunday meeting.
Yeah.
There is no more Monday practice.
Yeah.
If you don't win this game. Yeah. So this is where, like, it's life on the line. Like, you got to go swing first
I think
and let them know you here.
I think this now. I think all kids, boys, girls, somebody done been to somebody else's house, and you when you was small and you got into it with them. Now this is what I know about my house. You can't, like, when my big brother was not gonna let me. I can't lose at the house. Mm-hmm. And that's how these people feel. Yeah. But it was some people that came to my house that gave me a fight. But when I went to theirs, I was trying to take over their house.
Take over. Yeah.
I got to because, like, if you get me here, then when I come back, you're going to be looking at me like, you know what I'm saying? And these kids have to not these kids, this whole program has to look at this as
whole community.
Yeah, that we're going into a hostile environment, not expecting to win, first of all. They're not expecting us to win. we're not Camden. That's what they're saying. You know, and
Shoot, it's this simple. It's if we feel like we play in the SEC of high school football,
if you feel like that, right?
then
Yeah.
then if that's the case, when we show up to somebody else's house, we need to let them know the brand of football that we play, y'all don't play. And we got to go and show, we have to show up that way. We have to show up with that kind of angst, that kind of anger, that kind of ready. Because, you know, when you come to a Region 1 football game, you're going to hit them pads pop. And that's how we got to go show up, ready to be just so physical to see if they're, like you talked about, right? They've only been in one possession game with East Coweta. We got to go say, okay, can you guys beat us in a one possession football game?
Yeah.
Can you come from behind against us like you did where East Coweta struck first and those kind of things? So that's how we got to go out. We got to show up ready to say this is Camden and this is Region 1 football.
Well, I'm glad you done went to something else too. Like, I mean, when I was growing up, you know, the CCHS. I don't know no other school that's supposed to be CCHS. Like, Charlton County is not CCHS. They Charlton High School, CHS. CCHS, my whole entire life has been Camden County High School. Not Cherokee County. No, I'm serious. Like, nowhere else. And so when I did live in other places, it bothered me when they had a CC. No, y'all not CCHS. And that's the identity that we have. Mm-hmm. That's the identity. They sang that alma mater at the end of every game. Dude, I'm one of them, and I sang the whole song because, I mean, I think I'm proud to be from here. I'm proud to be a Wildcat, and I think these kids are also.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I think they are.
Oh, they are, and that's why they take everything so hard because they understand the tradition they have to uphold. You know, some people think it's easy. It's not easy to sit in the seat as a coach here. It's not easy to sit in the seat of being one of the kids that's putting the helmet on and going out on a Friday night because you know the critique, you know the expectation, you know all those things are right there for you. Now, and it's both positive and negative, right? You're going to get what you're supposed to get when you win. You're going to get what you're supposed to get when you lose. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. And like I tell you, it's a pride thing. Like people proud of CCHS. They're proud of this powder blue and white. They're proud of that. And when you're proud of something, you have an expectation of something because you've seen what it's looked like when it's been really good. You've seen what it's looked like when it's not been good. You've seen what it's looked like when it's been okay.
We ain't never been not good, except for maybe one season that we had a losing season.
And that's where this community is prideful,
spoiled.
Man.
We kind of spoiled too. We
all are.
And I'm cool with that. And I'm glad you said that too, because we were having a discussion today. Not really a discussion. I walked into a discussion and they were talking about Carson Beck. And I kind of, Camden Wildcat fans and Georgia Bulldog fans are kind of the same. That's just how I feel. You know, they were talking about Carson Beck. Some ladies was talking about Carson Beck, and they was like, he made 1.9 and he's driving that Lamborghini.
I played football in the wrong time.
Yeah, and all that, you know. But when they were winning, they loved Carson Beck. No, I promise you. They loved Carson Beck, but a couple of losses, and now should they get paid? He getting paid too much, and But if he was still winning, none of this would be brought up.
Right.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing, and rightfully so.
Yeah. Because
you're in those positions. If you take that, this is what I thought. If you take the 1.9 and you don't live up to it, I should be able to pull you. And now, what that does is it's not only take away, I mean, you get that 1.9, but that value to go into the league, because that's where you're trying to go at. So the 1.9 is supposed to be something as a motivator.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Somewhat of a motivator.
For sure.
You know, but I'm not talking about Carson Beck. I'm just talking about any kid. Some of these kids aren't being motivated. They're just taking it, but they're losing out on the money
for later
that they should have. Yeah. And so to say, man, you know, our fans are tough.
Oh, yeah.
And they should be.
You're supposed to.
They should be tough.
When it's a place of great, like, you know what you're walking into. It's like I tell Parks all the time. I say, Parks, quarterback and head coach are the two positions you get way too much credit and way too much blame, depending on the outcome.
Losses. Wins and losses.
Quarterback and head coach, those things, and it's something you have to expect and live with. Me and Elias talk about it all the time. Like, Elias knows if he don't catch a ball or he don't get open, man, what's wrong with you? Why you that? But then when he catch him touchdown passes, you the greatest thing ever. It's no everybody, when you're in certain positions or you have a certain stature about yourself or certain publicity and popularity, you're gonna be scrutinized and praised all the same. You're gonna get too much praise and too much scrutiny sometimes, but you have to enjoy that, because again, if you weren't at a place that was capable of winning state championships and national championships, you really wouldn't be working as hard, because bare minimum would get it done. So being at a place like this where the expectation is high, it just makes you work harder. That's all.
But you know what? We hadn't talked much about Elias Williams this year, and that was on purpose on really, because you kind of take the focus and everybody, is commit whatever. Because let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. This kid different, man. Yeah. No, his mentality is different. I think Friday night, this kid's he want to win.
Yeah, bad.
Dude, his whole thing is wanting to win. It ain't about him being this and him being that. He wants to compete. He want to see how good he can actually be. Yep. How he want to take on the best. I'm just telling you, man. I think Friday night he gonna show great leadership. I hope he does anyway. And
he will. He always does.
Yeah.
Funny. Like after the Colquitt game, I said, "Hey," I was like, "We're in the weight room." I said, "Were you tired Friday?" No. He goes, "Actually, I felt better. It's like a basketball game. Since I didn't get the rest, I was going up and down. I felt loose, and I was like, man, hush." He's like, "No, Coach, I swear."
No, he ain't lying.
But it's just that goes to the mentality of him, to where he just wants to be out there, constantly going. I'm probably more worried about him than he worried about himself, and his future, and how this thing works. So, just his character is what makes him so amazing. If you haven't met him, promise you can go walk up to him and introduce yourself. This kid walks into the 9th grade center every day, has kids asking for autographs and pictures every day, and he obliges those kids and doesn't push them off and brush them off. So he's an amazing kid. He's going to be amazing for this community. He's going to make it just like Michael Morris is doing right now. Elias going to go and do the same thing like Riddle is doing at ECU. Going to make this community proud.
But me and him talk about that both sides thing, because we talked, and I told him, I say, man, when you're sitting down on defense and it ain't going good and you lose, I say, you know what it's like? I say, it's like you being a backup quarterback that's an athlete. But you lose the job to the other guy, and you willing to hold the clipboard the whole time when you could be helping somewhere else.
Yep.
I say you can't impact something if you're not out there.
Yep.
And I think it have a big impact.
Yep.
Friday night.
Yes, sir.
I just realized it's gonna be Friday night. I was thinking like I could go to work.
Yeah.
Nah, like somebody got to be there also. So Friday night, let's make plans to travel. Let's make plans to travel. If this is going to be the last one, then travel. If it ain't going to be the last one, then you're going to have to travel again.
Yep.
But you can't save the money for next week, because there may not be a next week.
Got to get the next week.
If we're not supporting them.
Yep.
So I just think that this is what's y'all travel plans?
Leaving on Thursday, just like last year, like it's been done forever here. Going to still have our normal practice time on Thursday morning here at the school, and then we'll leave on Thursday and then make the trip and do some more walkthrough and film stuff on Thursday evening, and then wake up Friday. Have our full day of our stretch and lift and all that kind of stuff. Coach Mays will take care of us with that, but get these kids ready to go, man. We excited about the opportunity in front of us. We know. What we got to do to get it done, and I'm confident that we'll handle our business and be right back here again talking about getting ready to play the next opponent, and having to travel again. I'm looking forward. This is the fun time. This is a time where you got to be your best, and so there's nothing to hold back.
This is a good bracket. Yeah. This is a good bracket because if you win, you see Douglas County or you see
Mill Creek. Yep, like last year. Yep. It's ready to go. So it's what Region 1 teams are built to do. So, we're excited about our opportunity.
I'm happy if nobody else happy. I'm happy to be able to see my Wildcats play another week.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, you got to make your plans now. Make your plans now. Let's get to Atlanta.
They want to see you there.
Yeah, go eat, go drink, go whatever you're doing. Go enjoy yourself in Atlanta, but be there Friday night at
7:30. 7:30 at North Cobb High School. The stadium is on campus, so you just put that right there in that old GPS and maps, and let it get you there and be ready to go. Y'all used to this. Isn't this nothing new to Camden? Camden goes wherever we go. Like Mr. Hubbard say, he's been doing this for years. Him and Coach Connor gonna be there.
The
letters have already told me they're gonna be there.
We love the letters.
So we love the letters. We love the hard hat crew. We love everybody that is a part of this thing that makes up the livelihood of Camden County. We're excited for the opportunity.
And all the rec coaches and all the rec, man, get them boys, bring them boys as a team.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we could get them. We might could get them excused for the day, whatever. But let's put them on something. We'll put them in a van and let's take them on up, man.
Because they need to see it.
They need to see it.
Their turn is coming.
They need to see it. Thank y'all for joining us today, and we're out.
I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen you wouldn't believe.